The Sicilian Defence is the most counter-attacking defence possible for black to play, and it's featured almost unanimously at the highest level. And there's a variation that's far less common, but even more deadly. Let's jump into it. Alright, here we are in a game against one of my friends, 2200, very strong player. And yes, we're playing the Dragon, which is one of my favourite openings. It'll always have a place in my heart. I've played it since when I was around 1200 online chess, so it's really brought me a long way. Okay, f3 immediately, this is sort of the lines you face. And bishop e3, so this is the Yugoslav attack, the main line, I'll castle here. Queen d2, knight c6. Okay, so my opponent takes, that's really interesting. I'm going to take back, it does open the b file. And wow, an immediate g4. I'm going to take my chance and expand in the centre with d5. If you can expand in the centre in a Sicilian, it's almost always good. And I will drop back here and f4. So my opponent is attacking me, slightly overextending, but I'm sure it's fine for them. Queen a5, just getting ready to anticipate castle's queenside. And wow, h4, so my opponent's really going in for the kill in this position. And this is what I love about the Dragon, it leads to really dynamic positions. Okay, I'll go for rook b8. And b3, this is interesting. It really weakens the dark squares though, so there must be some way for me to exploit that. Let me have a think. Okay, I've made the decision to play the not so sound move of knight takes d5, sacrificing the piece, and my opponent accepts the piece. So I'll recapture now. I'm expecting bishop over here. I can give this check now. Okay, wow, my opponent moves the king. I thought that bishop f2 was going to be played for sure, but I'll just grab this with check now. King c1. I'm going to play e5 to attack this bishop and also set up the defense of the f4 square for this queen pin. Very nice. My opponent falls for it. I can take on here and then play this nice fork with the d4 pawn. I guess my opponent attacks the bishop, that's fine. I grab this and I attack the rook. King b1. There's got to be a mate here somewhere. With bishop f4, the queen drops back. What are we saying, like d3? I'm not sure, I don't see anything. I'm just going to go for this, a fork off the queen and the rook. Okay, now so we now can win the rook, but I think that a move like rook fe8 is better, skewing the queen to this. Yeah, so my opponent has to give up the queen, otherwise this would be mate. I'm just going to trade off some things here. Yep, and then we'll play the bishop here. Very hard to stop mate in this position. Take and check. Just keep checking until there's a mate. Land on my bishop here, and then yeah, nice. Good against my opponent. So, the immediate h4, which is very interesting. This is quite hard to play against. I'm not really sure how to approach this. I'm just going to play bishop g7 for now. And bishop e2 reinforce this push. I'm going to play h5 actually. This is a move that can be played in quite a few situations. But now, yeah, my opponent does have f3 and g4 will become more strength. I'll play knight c6 and bishop e3. So my opponent does have quite a nice position here. I can play d5 though, opening up the centre, which looks quite good for me. Bishop e5, that's an interesting move. But now the bishop no longer supports this g4 push, so I think I'm fine castling. I'm absolutely fine losing a pawn on the c6 square. I mean, the Dragon is just so dynamic that you can give up quite a bit of material. Because my opponent takes with the bishop, I recapture. Something like knight takes. Queen c7 is fine, really, attacking the knight. Okay, so my opponent plays knight takes, which is interesting. I think it's a similar story, but now my bishop gets opened up, which is great. Okay, so I can grab a pawn here. But more importantly, I do have the very nice move, queen g3 check to throw in at some point. So perhaps takes on b2, rook b1, bishop c3 check, and then when the bishop blocked, I've got this, the king moves, and yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, let's go for that. Bishop takes b2, and now the check. Yeah, so my opponent plays king f2, which is a smart move. Alright then, yeah, I'll go with e6. This was like quite a nice move. My king is quite open, but also quite safe. My opponent's pieces are quite passive in this position. Okay, so bishop e5 is an interesting move. Rook e8 to defend this square. Yeah, I'll play rook e8, just to be safe, you know. Also preparing for pressure. Okay, queen d3 is quite a nice move. I'm just going to drop my bishop all the way back, keep things safe. g4, right, okay, so I think I'm fine just taking here though. The knight's hanging now. If the queen recaptures, then one of these bishop moves looks quite good. I hope I'm not missing anything. I'm going to play. Okay, so my opponent plays rook takes, but I don't think that works because the discovery, I take with a rook and then my queen's defended. It takes, recaptures. e5 is pretty weak, but the bishop is here in the way. I'll attack this knight and also sort of x-ray this c2 pawn. My bishop is quite unsafe over here. Okay, I'll take very long time here. Rook takes. I'll bring my king over. Oh no, my opponent had mate for no. Okay, here we are. Hopefully we can bounce back from our previous loss. Okay, queen d2. I'm going to play my knight out to c6. This is a good move, castle, so we get to play d5 here since our opponent hasn't played bishop c4. d5 is a pawn sacrifice, but it's completely sound. I'm expecting the move like knight takes c6. Okay, yeah, knight takes c6. I will recapture. Okay, and e5, which is interesting. I think I'm just going to move my knight back here to d6 and bishop h6 immediately. Okay, I'm going to play a bit of a risky sacrifice here. It's probably not the best, definitely not the best, but it looks looks good. I'm going to play bishop takes e5. The idea is that after I give up my rook, my dark squared bishop is going to be completely unopposed, and it can cause a lot of damage to the white queen side. Okay, so the check, I'll come back to g8 and h4. So my opponent trying to start an attack here. Don't really think that's something I have to be worried about. I'm going to play queen a5 here. This is always like a bread and butter move in the dragon. We're attacking the knight and putting a bit of pressure on the a2 pawn as well. Rook coming to the b file now, so we got a great attack. Everything happening on my king side with moves like h4 looks scary, but I don't really think it's that bad. I can just play moves like knight f6 to defend the h pawn. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Knight f6, I'm going to open up my bishop, and if takes, I'll take back with the f pawn. My knight defends this. This is fantastic. Okay, bishop d3. My opponent's definitely planning the sacrifice with bishop takes g6, and if I took back, then it leads to a mate, definitely. So I'm going to play a sneaky move here. I'm going to bring my queen to the b file, getting ready to sort of double up, and I'm also threatening a very cheeky move, which is bishop f4, which forks the queen and the king. So yeah, my opponent goes for the sacrifice, misses this. This is great position. Even if my opponent didn't fall for this, then we've just got great pressure, great attack. And okay, so yeah, I'll take the queen here, take that, pre-move king s7. I'll bring my rook to the b file now. What, like a move like b3, and then I get to win the knight? Oh right, okay, so my opponent trying to hang on here. I'll just attack the knight here. Knight e4, I'll take with check, and I'll play this check, and then bring my bishop out, and this is great. Okay, so the king comes all the way back. Got a nice sequence here though. I'm going to play queen b2 check, and then this check on c3, and then this bishop check. The king just goes back, sorry, bit of a oversight for me. That's fine. Rook h1's a bad move. I've got this skewer, and this is GG, really. Opponent's certainly not giving up though. I'll play this check. Yeah, my opponent resigns now. Good game, well played.